say Sri Lankan market. Yeah, a good quality. But you are looking at buyers from Sri Lanka. Do you think you will be able to succeed? Or for that matter, Taiwan. Will you succeed? Why?
They have their own product as well as low currency values there.
Exactly. Sri Lanka has got huge quantity of tea and production. Whenever they are surplus in tea production, why will they buy tea from you? They would rather, on the other way, try to sell their product to you. So targeting the right market is most important. So how do you know which market to select from? Again, I will come to this particular tool. ITC trade map. You have to do some amount of research. It's not like okay, you get readily available information. No, you have to spend some time, quality time, in researching in this particular web portals. You get to understand the market dynamics, the product dynamics. You can also look on website, Indian Trade Portal.in. You will get top 10, top 20, 25 countries of products. You just need to type the access code or access code. I will just, Amit will explain in detail what is the access code. You just type the product name, you come to know what are the top 20 countries or 25 countries importing globally, that particular product. So these are some of the tools that can be used. Right? So selection of the right product or the right market is of utmost importance while planning for your exports. What marketing and distribution channels should be adopted? Now, there are different sorts of distribution channels available. Like you can sell your product, you can send your product 10 tons of pineapple to the buyer directly. You can send your product to a distributor in that country who distributes the products throughout the country. You can appoint the stockist there, okay, to whom you will be sending your goods. So there are different modes through which you can enter into that particular market. You can also directly sell it to the buyer directly. Okay? No, you can also tie up with some companies there for regular supply of goods. You can also sell to individual customers. Okay? So the distribution channels should be properly identified. Probably maybe you need to keep your products in a cold storage. If pineapple is the product, probably you need to avail the facility of a cold storage there. So that is another distribution channel that we need to look into. And what are the special challenges pertaining to its market? What are these SPS and TBT measures? Amit will dwell in detail on that. There are certain rules and regulations each country has got while importing a particular product. Specifications are there. You just whimsically send a particular good to any country. That country has some certain rules. Lakshmi is here. She has been trying very hard to list her products in Amazon Global. That is another distribution channel. Okay? E-commerce platform. But what she is facing is they are asking for such technical specifications, such technical certifications. She just cannot enter unless and until she has got those certifications. We know she has got a good product. As per Indian standards, we are okay with it. But whenever she is trying to enter into the global market, Amazon Global, they are asking for that particular certificates. So, for any product to be sold outside, that particular product will be having certain specifications, rules of origin. So you need to know these particular rules of origin of that country. Where will you find it? You will again find it in Indian Trade Portal. Indian Trade Portal.in. You just need to type the product code or the product name, exporting country, rules, select rules, policies, you will get all the details. Am I clear till now? Any questions till now? Please.
I have question.
Yeah, please.
The third one, which country are targeted for sales development? In case we are talking about the availability of raw materials, but can we talk more about the currency value? If the country has low currency value, there is no point of exporting from us, right? So we always target for the higher currency value countries.
No, yeah, that you can take a call on that. That you can take a call on that. But the thing is, you will not be affected by whatever currency value that country has. Because you will be getting the payment in US dollars. You are safe in that order. Okay, but if you say that okay, that country is going to be bankrupt, currency value is fluctuating very high, so it's always advisable to venture into those countries. Right? Like for example, would you like to send your goods to Sri Lanka? Not as of now. Or to Myanmar as of now, legally I am saying. Obviously not. So those countries are getting bankrupt. How much payment terms you follow, there is always a possibility that the country might get bankrupt and you won't get the payment. Right? So always go for such less risky countries. There's a, in maths, I'm very weak in maths, there's called permutation combination, right? Products, right market. Also you need to keep in mind this price fluctuations of that country. Okay, so that's why I'm telling again and again, research in the initial stage is one of the most important things in exports. You just simply cannot have your products ready and just send it. No. Even if you send it, there is every possibility that you will get stuck somewhere. So it's always the proper planning at the beginning. And as regards these challenges in the entry into the market, as I have in the example of Lakshmi or her product, that those countries are asking, European countries are asking for specific certifications from her. But for us, our products are okay as per Indian standards. But for their standards, they are so high that she is unable to provide those certificates. Okay. So those things need to be kept in mind. How will the product's export sale price be determined? Now comes मोटा मोटी धंधे का बात आ गया. पैसा तो कमाना है ना? उसको कैसे करें? प्राइस कैसे डिटरमाइन करें उसका? How will you calculate it? We will have an extensive session on banking, pricing and all this. I'll just give you an overview. Pricing कैसे करना है? Anyone? Some of you are doing business. How do you do pricing? Anyone?
Based on the products and costs.
Based on the
Products and costs.
Okay. What does it include?
Like buying raw material.
Okay.
Advertisement, packaging.
Okay.
Logistics cost, then you have to even consider the foreign exchange rate also while calculating for the export.
And also including all taxes.
We don't have any taxes in exports.
You can factor in your whatever taxes you have incurred if you want to export a product, but that tax will be reimbursed to you in various forms, which we will be telling you. There is no tax on export. That is the fundamental thing. Government doesn't tax it.
Yeah, you're right. Like you need to include the raw material. For example, you are sourcing the pineapple from a farmer, right? You're buying it from a farmer, you bring it to imphal. If you are buying it at 10 rupees at a farmer, one piece, you bring it to imphal. You incur another 5 rupees on the transportation, 15 rupees. Then you will have to again factor in the other costs involved. Like he mentioned about packaging. Packaging cost maybe 2 rupees. Then again the logistic cost. Sending the goods from imphal to a port, maybe Haldia port in Calcutta, or maybe Mumbai, or maybe South India. That transportation logistic cost needs to be again factored in. So you will have to factor in all these things in the pricing of your product. In details, I am not going into details because there will be separate session for the pricing thing. This is very important part because if you don't do your pricing properly, it might so happen that you get the money, but it might so happen at the end of the day while calculating that you are at loss. Right? So this is very important point that you need to keep in mind. Next, you have already noted down these points. So what would be the timeline, time frame for implementing it? You are planning it, okay, fine. I have planned it, I have noted it down, point 1, point 2, point 3. What would be the timeline? It cannot be going on, the planning cannot be going on for a year, right? Or maybe 2 years. There has to be some timeline. You are planning, and the season of pineapple is gone. So it doesn't work like that. So you will have to have some timeline for that. Okay, 2 months I'll do this planning and research, basic thing. Then next 15 or 20 days I'll spend time in the product development. Maybe down the line 2 months later I'll export the product. So you will have to work on a time frame. Again, if you are in a company, if you have a company, obviously you will be having employees. How much are you going to dedicate your time into this particular flow? Or are you going to depute an employee from your organization in this export flow? Planning purpose. Are you going to yourself do it? Or are you going to depute someone? You have to take a call on that. And final point. You have planned properly. Finally, what will be the result? How will you evaluate it? The result is finally when you export the goods, you complete an export procedure properly. You realize the payment. That is the final. Up till now, you have planned well. Evaluation process will be done when you realize the money from the buyer. Have you gone properly? Have you done the right things? If not, what went wrong? Okay. So, finally, at times, you will have to modify your plan also for the next 6 months. You have set up this first time, probably if you need some modification for the next 6 months, you will have to modify the plans. That is up to you. There is no hard and fast rule. Depending upon the situation that you are in. There are certain do's and don'ts. As I have mentioned, are you going to give more this thing to your employee? Do ensure that your key staff members are signed into the out in the plan. They are on board with it. It shouldn't be like, okay, boss ने बोला है ये काम करने के लिए, नहीं करने से क्या होगा, हम नहीं करेंगे, बाद में नहीं करेंगे. Let them be accountable also. Okay. Seek good advice from professionals who are already into the business, who are doing exports. don't hesitate. Okay, don't hesitate to give them a call. Okay, boss, मेरे को ये करना था, यहाँ पे मैं अटक गया हूँ. Kindly guide me. Reach out to people. Reach out to your seniors who has an understanding on this particular thing. Okay. As I have already mentioned, to review your export plan. Do certain things need to change. If yes, change it. If everything is okay, fine. I have already mentioned to assign responsibility to staff. Make them accountable. Most of you probably will be doing yourself individually because I don't see you employing at the initial stage. Probably you will be doing it yourself. So this point is gone.
Very important. May I?
Yeah, please.
I can share a number of examples with you people. This is one of the most important things which Kaushik ji has highlighted. Even if after 5 years or say 10 years of your starting business, you have your own big concern tomorrow, you should not be lax as far as your export business is concerned. My advice to all people is that you read the documents on your own. So tomorrow if your business grows into something, you rely upon your staff and you're signing or kick out, that's a bad thing. Never do it in export. Because we in DGFT we issue a lot of licenses to people and there are compliances. People have to come back to us with documents whether they are exported. And I have found in my experience that some people they say, sir वो मेरा ना CHA ने बस sign करवा दिया मुझे तो पता ही नहीं. You are caught. Compliances are very. It is you who has signed. So government expects you to comply. So show cause notice will be issued in your name. So be very particular. Kaushik ji has this very important point here and he highlighted that the staff members should be signed on with the plan. Brief them properly, train them properly, and then you rely. But please don't simply rely. Read the document on your own. Read the notifications of government media on your own. Discuss with them. If you have some confusion, come to us. Write to us. Tomorrow you cannot say मुझे तो पता नहीं. Ignorance is not bliss in exports. I think that point is very clear. I can't help you. You can't tell me that sir 2 years back you came, you said that we are here for trade promotion. But once a show cause notice is issued to you for non-compliance, government cannot do anything. Okay? I'll share an example. One exporter who had exported something to European Union. He had done all the compliances, but I think he had maybe in some fumigation certificate he lacked something. So after 2 years of his export consignment, alert notice came from European Union to our Department of Commerce, to them to us, to ask for an explanation from exporters that they found the bevels, termite bevels in his packaging. There was a wooden package. So we called them, we asked for explanation. He said, sir, मुझे तो कुछ नहीं पता, मैंने तो सब ठीक ठाक कर दिया. I won't be able to help. It came from European Union. They asked for a report. Very professional organization they are. I cannot write back to them saying them that our exporter he was ignorant. They are very particular about these phytosanitary issues. This is something which is very important. You should read your document on your own, even if you are 1,000 crore concern tomorrow.
Any questions? Come on guys, I cannot go on speaking if you don't participate. I have told you a number of times, I really hate monotonous speeches. Let us be interactive. Come on, any questions, any doubts, or am I to believe that everything is clear?
So is there any ready-to-use software for this planning of certain business?
There is no such ready-to-use software. We can guide you with the points. I can share a presentation with you. Keep in mind these points. Also, you can add from your thinking. If you feel like adding some points, you can add it. Planning doesn't have any software. Planning is basically your mind.
Planning for different products is different. See, tomorrow if you want to product, even after costing calculation, China and any competitive country is exporting at a rupee less. Whatever hard you try, your product won't have any buyer. Even if you incorporate a 1% profit, if China supplies at a lesser rate, see, it's all very dynamic. You have to factor in so many issues, so many things. Okay, so you see, in exports, it is you who have to take it. Ask questions. More clarity will come from questions. Kaushik his points, his presentation is bad, but you have to ask specific questions from these.
I'll present it.
Business is not that easy. Like the first question came is very important question. Give me the buyer. अगर buyer मिलना इतना आसान होता तो इन sections की जरूरत ही नहीं. You get the buyer, talk to him.
And sir, our professor usually taught us that the quality is the main concern. So we must stand on the quality. So for the export purpose, I think we need to collect lots of quality about my products. So how about the certification?
Point number 1. Products should be manufactured or sourced with consistent standard quality comparable to your competitors. In exports, always keep in mind one thing. Export is not business from imphal and Guwahati. Exports is imphal to Hamburg. Export is imphal to Vancouver. There are 2 countries involved. The standard of living we have here is totally different from those countries. Always keep in mind 2 important points, very important points. One is the quality of the product. The second is the supply of your product. Point number 1 and point number 2. You might have huge quantity of product available here. But if the quality of your product is not up to that standard of that particular country, buyer country, it's never going to sell. And also, if you sell the goods, you think that okay, I sell the goods, I'll get the money. There is every possibility the buyer can reject your product. If the standard of your product is not as per that country. Quality of the product. Once the buyer rejects your product at the port, you are in a big, big issue. Forget about getting the money. The onus of returning the goods is on you. Probably yes.
Right. So the very easy answer to this is I'll be elaborating more in my PPT on this quality thing. So it is my advice because I'm just adding as it comes to my mind. I don't know whether it will be possible in my mind. Best is 1, for any product there are standard testing labs, notified labs in India. But whenever you strike a deal with your foreign buyer, you ask him, sir, what kind of certification do you require? Get it in writing. He may advise you to get it certified from a internationally recognized. So tomorrow there is no dispute. You can definitely get back to him saying that it is you who proposed this testing lab and this is the test report. I am attaching it to the. This is my advice. Quality is something which is very important in our Act itself, the Foreign Trade Development Regulation Act itself. Any violation on quality is taken very seriously because the name of the country is involved. So most of the exporters what they do is, so if 100 pieces of any product is asked, so what they do is normally 99 तो ठीक है अच्छा दे दिया, एक थोड़ा सा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कुछ आ गया कोई बात नहीं भेज देते हैं कंसाइनमेंट. वो एक पीस जो है it will be an issue for you. Even your IC can be suspended or cancelled if a company. Quality, compromise on quality with respect to exports cannot be. That is it.
there are international standard testing labs available. So you can always see whenever you get an export order, the buyer will always, serious buyer will always provide you with a specification of the particular products that you influence. As part of that specification, you need to get your products tested. Yeah.
So do we have to give like the certification for every shipment or once shipment in Europe?
No, the buyer will ask if it depends on country to country, right? For example, also product. Like if you are exporting coal and mineral to Bangladesh, you don't require any specification. The Bangladeshi counterpart will not ask for the specification of the coal, okay? Or boulder stone, you won't ask for it. But if it's an agricultural or horticultural product or food item, yes, you will ask for the specification. You know, what is the guarantee that you will be sending the same quality product every time?
It is in your own interest that you get the certificate of quality for every batch of products, because you know the stakeholders involved in export is not only the buyer but the importing custom also. So even if your buyer agrees, suppose particularly for food or medicines, you know there can be an ongoing business for years between you and the buyer. But even if the customs doesn't agree, they will stop the business. So it is in the interest of the supplier here to get a certificate of quality. It doesn't take much.
But sir, I would like to.
And in that case, if the buyer says, okay, fine with me, I don't require a certification. If the customs in that country rejects the product, the buyer has no say. He doesn't have any say. Because the customs is the authority that is going to clear the products. Right? So if customs says the specification, technical specification certificate is not there, he is rejecting, don't think that the buyer is going to help you. They will just bother.
There are a lot of issues involved. See, if you are exporting agricultural products, the country has its policy. The importing country has its policy. It should not have any invasive species. Custom has its regulation. Even in India. So whether you suppose you import something from abroad, so whether you know about the specifications of that product or not, that is between your product. The custom knows. So they'll ask as soon as the consignment arrives or even before. Do you have all the documents? Please file it. Right?
Yeah, Kaushik sir. Let's have a.
Can I supplement some points? Your presentation, you have a leg of trade theories, international trade theories. Absolute advantage, comparative advantage, ISO theories. If you highlight their theories in the
Trade theory.
earlier slide.
Trade theory is an academic thing.
Sorry, sir, I just,
No, fine.
I'm just saying that.
Please understand my point. Trade theory, we are aware what trade theories are. And I think we are not here to teach trade theory. It is a purely academic thing.
I'm just.
It is expected from the faculty to teach the trade theory. Please.
We have said,
If you highlight, so all people are very new.
You will get exhausted if we start with all the WTO things and trade theory.
if you go into WTO policies and all,
It will be a 1 month, one marathon
No,
course.
sir, I would just want to say that what is absolute advantage.
We have done the marathon course.
Coverage advantage.
I think we expect that from the
It
faculty.
will take only 4 minutes to explain all this.
You want me to explain absolute and comparative, and now it will take 5 minutes to explain. If you want, I can. Kaushik, you can.
no, you can.
It will take.
You can review it.
No, I'll take. Can I?
Yeah.
See, there is foreign trade as a curriculum is different. You must be studying what trade theories are, what is WTO, what is India's stand in WTO, what is comparative advantage, absolute advantage, most favored nation. Those things are there. But I think that was not our mandate today. And if you want us to teach you those things, we will be ready. We can teach you academic things. But we are here to teach you, to sensitize you people about the practical aspects of exports. And we can ask Professor Sir to invite us for the academic part also. We would be very happy because it's been long we have delved into the, the academic things. But we are trained in those things also.
We
We
can
will
have
definitely incorporate it. And that is much more interesting. Our ministry, the Ministry of Commerce, see there is trade negotiation aspect also. We as an officer, we negotiate for a free trade agreements. So if I start with my experience or counterparts experience in trade negotiations, what issues are there, what we expect from the industry, it will take one day. So we will say that cannot be a part of this topic. We can segregate. It can be the academic part, the trade theories. But then we expected the audience here to use. And I don't expect any person who is an entrepreneur doesn't need to know about the trade. I don't.
Sir,
It involves a lot of diplomacy also.
See, I'll just give you.
Sir, I'll say, I have done MBA in international business 10 years back, and I'm aware of all the trade agreements and the world trade, whatever the agreements that have been.
WTO,
But when it
IIF.
comes to exporting, it is very different. So, why am I attending this program here? Is that because I want to do the practical and I want to solve the challenges that I am facing as a person who is interested to export. So I think sir said.
You agree with me?
Yes, we do agree.
Thank you for agreeing with me. But his point is very well taken. But I think it could have been structured in a way that first day should be, the formal thing.
Participants are
Sir, I'd like to add something. Yes, that's true.
So,
But no, something.
What I propose is, see, you are a faculty, you can, teach the nitty-gritties of academics and all. What you do is you invite us, you teach the entire session of trade theory, you give us just 10-15 minutes, we will give a practical list of the trade theory. That would be, I think, beneficial. We can work.
I'm saying that.
No, sir, there is something I'd like to discuss.
That's not the
That's not argument, it's a discussion. It's a discussion. Don't take it as it's argument. We are discussing
I'm
it.
just saying that somebody also forgot now. So warm up for that.
Actually, you should understand. Even if you expect someone from FIEO or DGFT to teach trade theories, it won't be beneficial. It is the academicians who could be open for this.
Should be someone from IIFT maybe? You can just have a session with them.
We can have it is a very good interesting topic.
We can do it. Anytime we can have a session. We can
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, you want to start?
Yeah, as you have mentioned, the specification part. But the problem in imphal, as far as I have seen, for example, in order to just check the procurement value of turmeric, we have to wait for almost 20 days in a lab, even in the ICAR. So in case of the buyers ask us, the specifications, to get that tested itself, it takes long time. So how to solve that problem?
This is which product?
Pardon? Yeah.
These are the ground areas.
So the infrastructures are also not easily available here. So let's say if I have to send my product for lab testing for food safety, I have to send it to Mysore or Delhi. And
you can also send it
To which agency you are sending it?
SSG, there is a laboratory.
That's a private.
Yeah.
We will discuss it. The point is, what is the practical? That is something which the Northeast, as your situation, the geographical situation is like this only. There is an answer
This is
to
a
it
ground
and no
reality,
answer to
actually.
it.
That's a ground reality. If you ask me the answer to that, I won't be able to give you.
But
This is the
that
point.
is a very good point.
Because
And we want you to please continue asking these questions and write to us.
Because these points, whatever you have raised, have already been highlighted in the proper format. Okay? Through DGFT. It has already been highlighted and people know it. And we can only hope and expect. Yeah.
No, actually the problem here is like even like for example, even if I go to that ICR, it just takes 1 hour. I mean probably 3 hours to get the value done. But what they say is like because I can't just on my machine for 3 hours. I mean like 8 to 9 hours in order to get the value done just for you. That is the problem. Actually in the notice. Yeah.
Please write to us whatever issue you have.
Yeah.
We will take it up on the department.
See, ICAR, their mandate is not export promotion. Okay?
No, not for that.
They
Just
do
for
it-
the simple thing.
They do
have
it
problems.
usually, that is a typical response.
Yeah.
So you raise the issue at higher level, we can take it. But then, having a testing lab in a particular location, lot of factors are there. Whether your availability of that product is there. The government of India has so many things to look into.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other things?
So
The last point is the import regulations from overseas market, specifically tariffs and non-tariff barriers. MNC has highlighted some points in details in its presentation. It will speak what are the requirements of the particular product in that country. So you need to know all this. Where we will find it? The country's product-specific rules of origin. You will find it in Indian trade portal. Again. There are certain factors in identifying the products. I have already discussed these points with you. You will have to keep in mind the special packaging and labeling requirements. This point is important because if you want to export your goods to Middle East, say Dubai, then if you are or any other Middle Eastern countries, then you have to print in the label in Arabic also. Whatever the specification, whatever the content is, apart from English, you will have to write in Arabic as well. So you have to keep in mind that. So these are some specific rules that every country has got. So you need to follow them. Special measures are required for transportation of certain products. Like for agri and horticultural products, you might be requiring a cold chain. You cannot just dump your goods in a truck and send it. You will have to follow the process of cold chain. Certain temperature has to be maintained, or else the goods will get affected. How do you select the markets? These are some of the factors to keep in mind. There are geographical factors involved. You need to consider the logistics also. Is it cost effective to send your goods to the country? There are economic, political, and environmental factors also. What is the economic factor? Burning example is Sri Lanka. It's almost bankrupt. So you will not want to do business with a Sri Lankan buyer now at this point in time. What is the political factor? Take the example of Myanmar. What is happening in Myanmar? You won't try to venture there at this point in time because it's too risky. You won't be targeting the Ukraine market as of now because it is too risky now. These are all research things that needs to be kept in mind while selection of the market is concerned. People tend to avoid these things, but if you do the proper research in these demographic factors and market characteristics, and there is every possibility that you get success. What are the cultural beliefs? There are certain products you cannot sell in some markets. There are some products which have got very good demand in some markets. Right. Incense sticks. If you are targeting a European market, probably you will not be successful. So no one uses it. But the same product, if you are targeting the Taiwan market, Cambodia, Japan, there is every possibility that you might succeed because they use it in the temples. Right? So always keep in mind the cultures, the countries. What is the market size? Availability of domestic manufacturers. If you are targeting a market with a particular product, I have already mentioned this that if you are targeting the Sri Lankan market for tea, you will never be successful because they are surplus in tea. So always select a market. Also do some amount of research if anyone else in that country is producing that particular product or selling it domestically. Agents, distributors and suppliers, this is the supply chain or the distribution thing that will happen on the products. How you are going to do it, you can appoint agents, you can appoint a distributor, or you can directly sell to a company and let the company do the distribution on your behalf. So these points have already been discussed. You can just have a look. If you have any doubts in these points, just raise your hand and ask me. Yeah.
Two points are given under these economic control and environmental factors. First one we have here, regulations including quality, generally standards. These two points can be
Regulations including quarantine. It again comes down to one point. EHC has pointed out one thing that there are certain products which have got pesticides and all, right? You can just elaborate.
See, for export import, quarantine is very important. I'll just give you an example, which is not just squarely an export or import thing, but any country is very particular about what product is coming in that country. So if you are exporting, maybe some agriculture product, our country as an exporter may not be concerned with the quarantine procedures. But the importing country is very particular. So any livestock you are exporting, you have to have a quarantine certificate. Because there is a danger that if any disease which it may carry can affect the local population. Any agriculture product, anything it may have an invasive species. There is an example in India, not to be highlighted, way back in the 60s. Still we are paying the price of importing something which has an invasive species coming from United States. Not elaborating that. Quarantine is that. So you should be very particular about the quarantine parameters of the importing.
Again, where will you find it? Indian Trade Board. Labeling standards. Yeah. As I have told you, if you want to export your food products like processed pineapple to Dubai market, in the packet, obviously you write this thing, fat percentage this much, 14% this much. Whatever you write in English, the same thing has to be written in Arabic. In that packet itself. You go to any supermarket in Nepal, you buy a Haldiram Bhujia's packet. You'll see they write in both the languages, English as well as Arabic.
the language of those.
Those stuff. That is mandatory. That is the key point. It might not require in US, but in Middle East, countries like Oman, Dubai and all these countries, very close.
There is a dedicated directorate of plant quality. They have their offices in the province. They give certification. They do the testing and they give it. India is exporting rice, wheat on a regular basis, so it is banned. All this is happening from Calcutta, but it is a routine thing. The department is actively engaged with customers, and that certification is given because this consignment has to go, regular consignment has to go. That certification is given, I think, within a day. That is what I want.
We have a plant management office in Guwahati also. It's near the airport only. Any quality certificate that is required, you can just visit your office and apply. Any questions in this slide? It depends on product to product. So you basically want to regulate. We can provide that. And to be fair, for agricultural products, you can always approach agriculture. They have got some absolutely same also for agriculture. And other labs, there are labs we have some also Kolkata Research Center. So apart from which they have updated their testing lab in case other products are developed. They have not a very sophisticated machinery for this. So other products like agricultural products can also be tested. But I would say that one more question. That specification, whatever the buyer gives it, that is for us, that consignment. You have sent the goods, with its certification, next consignment, you have to test again. Okay. So, every time you send goods,
In some cases, even in a consignment, they ask for batch-wise depends on the product or sensitive.
10 pieces per batch, they will ask for them also. Depends. Depends on the product and also the country. Any doubts in these points?
So let's take about say orchid flower also, you can say, even the exotic orchid flower.
So I'll put it the other way around. Why don't you apply for GI for all these products?
No, government won't give the GI. It's
No,
not
government
possible.
is never going to do GI. That is not the right process. It's the society, it's the farmers, purpose organization who have
The
best
question is very good.
government.
But you cannot prevent it. These are political things. It takes a lot of effort, you know, somebody voted as a colonized
This
genetically
policy
engineered.
should be implemented to all the beginners and entrepreneurs. So I think there will not only the GIS, we can go for the genetic since actually I'm
Your this faculty is very intelligent, I must say. The question is very good. The answer is not
So that's when we can say lots of exotic product to the
exporting here based on agriculture products.
there is nothing, as far as I know, nothing see any country to take you're selling something to get the price. If they are investing too much in bioengineering, you know, doing the genetic modification, then that is something which at political level, at national level can be taken. But there is no such mechanism at this level, you know, which for this attempt. They are entitled to do it. And if their political conditions are such that that thing which they have engineered thrives and grows, nothing stops it.
I'll just give you an example, live example. We know this Naga King chili,
Zalokia.
So earlier we used to think it's only available in Nagaland and parts of Manipur, right? Would you believe a guy in Guwahati, sitting in Guwahati, he is cultivating this Naga King chili in an African country, sitting in Guwahati. He doesn't go there also. He invested money. The climatic conditions are almost similar to what Nagaland or Manipur is. He's growing tremendous amount quantity of Naga King chili, and the quality is coming out to be much better than the Naga King chili. It's more than the Naga King chili.
See, that is why GI is taken. You market your product and the GI product specific to a particular thing. That is why. That is why GI.
That is the reason why it's we should approach through appropriate. See, one more thing I would like to clear here. There is a misconception that GI is applied by the government. No, that is not the right process. GI is the right of the community. Community's right. There should be farmer community, FIEO, FTC. That is the proper way for applying for it. It's not government's right.
John Bay, I was watching and I have ADO behind me. They will get this one.
We should protect our indigenous product. There should be some government get improved. This is something like that.
That's a good suggestion, and see, any country is importing something from the state.
Yes.
They are also interested in the Indian product. So that is a movement for the that particular criteria for the
register as an independent to export our item.
Yes, we want to do the export business. We want to start it.
I told you at the initial stage, there are certain myths about exports. I am too small to export. है ना? मैं कर ही नहीं पाऊंगा इतना छोटा सा स्टेट से 26 लाख पॉपुलेशन.
How many of you had this thought coming to you? First one. I want you to read the history of Reliance. They started with export. And you can see now where they are.
So, पर वो उस समय जायज़ था, अभी तो जायज़ नहीं है ना.
क्यों? अभी तक क्या जायज़ है? क्या मुश्किल है?
नहीं, वो उस समय सिचुएशन के हिसाब से वो जायज़ था.
आज से 20 साल बाद भी ये लोग कहेंगे कि 2022 में मुश्किल जायज़ था. कहेंगे ना?
नहीं, मेरे लिए तो ये डर है. अभी मैंने 1 साल में 2 साल में मैंने बहुत अपना दिलो जान से एक चीज़ को मैंने बना लिया. चलिए, तो मेरे को सक्सेस होते हुए देख लें, न्यूज़ में मीडिया में कवरेज आ गया, तो वही चीज़ को एक अमीर आदमी कॉपी कर लेंगे, वो झटके में 10 आदमी मिलके कुछ करोड़ों डाल के मेरा जो वही चीज़ है एक डेवलप कर लेंगे और वो मार के चला जाएगा. मैं तो वही देख के रह जाऊँगा. मेरा 3 महीने 2 साल का 1 साल का जो ख्वाब है वो तो रह जाएगा ना. ये तो एक डर है.
Interesting discussions. Please understand certain basic things. I come from Government of India to sensitize you. The game of the market remains. ये तो रहेगा ही. आपको उसमें से निकलना है. हेल्प हम कर सकते हैं. ये तो रहेगा. इसको हम वो जो बंदा है जिसने आपको कॉपी किया क्या वो भी मार्केट में प्ले कर रहा है. वो भी टाइप टेस्ट आप भी करिए. If it's like what I think, if he first question. Is he doing something unethical? Please raise it with the concerned authorities. If he is not doing something unethical, then he is also clear for us. See, we in the government, we have, we formulate the foreign trade policy. So when we formulate the foreign trade policy, there is a process called industry consultation. So सारे तरह की industry से साथ consultation होती है. उसमें small players भी हैं, उसमें बड़े players भी हैं. उनके common issues नहीं है. Sometimes they are at cross. Sometimes the big industries they have their own concerns. The smaller ones have their own concerns. They don't match. You cannot have one against the other. So ये generic है. You tell me what specifically what work you have done. It definitely help you.
सर, दिमाग में तो है. जब भी वर्कशॉप में आ जाता हूँ तो कुछ और एक्साइटेड हो जाता हूँ, और जब मैं फील्ड में उतरता हूँ तो वही चीज़ पाता हूँ. मार्केट में चाइना वाले ये सब बना के बेच रहे हैं, मणिपुर वाले खा रहे हैं. जैसे अगरबत्ती हम लोग बनाते हैं, अगरबत्ती एग्जांपल लेते हैं. अगरबत्ती का जो स्टिक है वो तो चाइना बना के बेच रहे हैं. कोलकाता के थ्रू आते हैं और हम लोग खरीदते हैं. यहाँ पे इतने सारे बैम्बू हैं. ऑफ कोर्स है, रॉ मटेरियल तो है, हम लोग भी बना सकते हैं. नहीं, प्रैक्टिकली तो नहीं बन रहा है ना.
So we need an infrastructure setup.
You must understand. There are many issues. Answers are with us only. Manipur as a state, you started realizing your dreams recently now. Am I right or wrong? History is an answer to this. China ने कब शुरू किया? हमने आज करना है. In the last meeting with the Secretary Industries, the word he used is that Manipur has just started crawling. It is his words, and we want all the support from Government of India. I told him, here है, you tell us what support is. So वो चीज़ें आपको चाइना नहीं किया, चाइना वो तो चाइना ने किया तो करेंगे, आप भी करेंगे. You start your concern. Whatever issues you are facing, like Madam has raised something, in testing she is facing something. Please write to us. We will take up with them. ICAR is not an export. Their focus is not solely on export. Our focus is solely on export. We will write to them. Any issue with the district administration call is very active. Any issue you have, the state government write to us, we are the noble agency. We will write, take it up with the concerned people. So let us not be, cynical about things. You start working, and if you have certain problems and issues, you can write, you can talk, discuss. Sir is here. Your district administration is focusing on exports too much now.
So I have a question here, like, Kaushik is focused on the knowledge chapter. So let's come to the knowledge and specifically to Manipur. Manipur doesn't have a proper transportation, and there are a lot of challenges which we all know that. So let's give it brief about how people can start export. But for me, while I really came here, I am very interested in the India-Myanmar border trade, and I want to do import, but as export and import are very correlated. So I joined this, but let's focus on Manipur and let's find out the potential, how Manipur can start. Yeah, export is a global competition, and I'm aware of that. We have to fight competition if we want to join the market. So that's something which we all know, but let's find out what's the potential which we have in Manipur.
Okay.
Like pineapple, then
I'll come to that.
that's fine, that's one.
Forget about all these things. दिमाग से निकाल दो ये अगर आगे ना नहीं होगा ये स्लाइड डिलीट कर देना चाहिए था ये तो अभी दिखा दिया ना तो ज़्यादा दिमाग लगेगा चल ब्रेक लेना है क्या हाँ क्या
So we have 5 minutes here. So everyone has this thing, I guess, in Manipur, right? We are not enough connected to the rest of the world. So I just would like to make us understand about some of the ways to overcome the understanding that you just forget it, delete from your mind. No. The thing is that in reality, sir, please try to give us some ways so that we can overcome these type of needs. That is the thing. From your side.
Amazing, please.
Because of
I am not a social scientist, so I will hand over to Amit.
May I ask your name, sir? Jyotinji, I think I am not boring you with my answers. It is a very correct concern in your mind and even in to some extent. When I first landed in imphal, I felt the difference. The moment someone new comes to the whole ambience, he feels that yes, there is a reason to the historical disconnect which happened. But the only assurance which I started in my speech also, I told you. The only thing which I can say is my assurance to people here, to the participants. My tour to this city was scheduled to start from yesterday morning, but I landed in evening. Why? There was a sudden visit of our Minister of Commerce, Central Government, Minister of State, Madam. She came on Monday morning and she was to leave in the evening. And I had to cancel my plan here. But when I told her private secretary that I have an engagement with Manipur, he told, you need not even brief Madam about this. Please go ahead. Just change your schedule a little bit. She would not say anything when she would learn that you are going to a northeast state for some export promotion. Just see the kind of commitment the government of India has for northeast. And there is instruction from Prime Minister himself that every central minister has to travel to northeast every 15 days. And our minister was in Assam to assess and review various central government schemes, flagship schemes of government of India, their performance. This is the only assurance I can give you. A minister, our own minister, the protocol says I have to be with her till she departs. I didn't say her, bid her off. I came here just because of this. Lot of focus is on non-technical. There are some challenges. So some challenges are intrinsic to a particular place. The logistic things, we improve. But there are certain things which are geographical challenges are there. We try to focus on those. The national logistic policy has been announced. How many of you have read the new? We also don't do that effort now. The national logistic policy was announced 2-3 days back. How many of you have taken pains to read the bullet points of that? And knowing that logistics is the only issue, the most important issue in Northeast is conflicting. Nobody. So it is all, you cannot have this stance that please come, please give. It is you also who have to take it. I have found the district administration very proactive, and I don't know whether people here are aware. There was this export hub scheme is there of Government of India, where every district has to be made an engine of exports. There has to be district led exports. So every district is now should be an export hub. That is the mandate given to us. So there was a coverage in Rajya Sabha TV, and your DC was the only DC all over the country who was asked to participate in that. So just see the kind of importance we people are giving and the kind of work the district administration is doing. I can only give assurance.
You mean DC represented 60%?
No, I can go on and on. I explain my 1.5 years in East India, and my experience in North is very tough. Response is very slow, but the response I'm getting from Manipur is extraordinary. I told my additional secretary today, we should pat ourselves that we've been able to get on board Manipur, Assam, Mizoram, and Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. We are not getting. Odisha is very quick. They are ahead of us. We say that we want to have something. Next week they said, okay, you come this week, program is ready. That kind of thing, that kind of eagerness should come from people. Just today we are sensitizing people. The queries should come from the entrepreneurs and students here.
To my knowledge, people who are settling here in Manipur, they are not well aware about this export. That technically is one of the ideas. So, if your organization and the government of India, if they are able to make awareness among people of Manipur or other countries, I guess a lot of people they will come up, they will come forward. Though we are also into pieces here, we are having the same things to our mind. Those are the reality. Those are the reality. That is.
I think, sir, we have a lot of foreign trade. More is one of the biggest area. People has been doing a lot of trade, but we don't have the formalities properly. That's the thing I want to come to when we did learning from last year, but unluckily the Myanmar situation has stopped everything. So I really want to focus on you and let's find out. I see a lot of always few number of leases which we can do trade between Myanmar and India. So they cut down so a lot of places. And when we do learning, they say that yeah, there are a lot of things cutting down because there is no proper taxation, nothing going on between our sides. So there are a lot of trade going on. Myanmar is a hub. Everybody is doing foreign trade from Myanmar and India. Even though the borders have stopped, still going on. That's live example of illegal border trade. So people are doing this, but government might be knowing, but still they cut down the number of items which we should do the import and export. So these are the challenges which we face it, and I want to know from you how we can overcome this situation between India and Myanmar?
Yeah, as regards the product listing in the MOE is concerned, I think how many products have 20?
I think 62 we have. I'm not very sure, but yeah.
No, any damn product is going to the product. No restriction, no. But it comes under the ambit of the normal frame.
ICP construction has completed.
It's completed. Now totally it's down.
Thing is that because of MOE readiness,
COVID and the Myanmar situation, military coup from the last.
It's not that government of India has not taken up a decision in Myanmar, but the situation there is completely not conducive for the state.
in fact, government of India has invested a lot of money in infrastructure development on
Yeah, I agreed on that.
This Myanmar or trade is still continuing.
Yeah,
Trade is still continuing.
illegal that's what I mean. Everything.
Political this chaos of India, trade is still continuing.
And I have one more question. Like the government knows that the part of the entire knowledge has certain a lot of facilities, a lot of challenges. Actually, Guwahati has a lot of access in the transport. But what are the certain kind of action provided or steps taken to overcome such situation?
As regards logistics is concerned, the concern is right, but 10 years down the line, you said maybe 2000, 2001, have you ever imagined that there will be train connectivity to Manipur?
There is one connectivity, but yeah, that's it.
That is,
Be very specific what you are.
No,
we never thought that train would come to Manipur.
What you are saying is what the government is doing in
Yeah,
this
yeah. This area is totally sufficient to overcome the situation.
Have you ever thought that the imphal Mole highway would be built? It was a small highway. Now they are constructing it. Professor Ivahosan in the morning session said, Asian highway number 1 fastest through Mole section. Trilateral railway network is coming up. Up to Ziri also they have already constructed, I think. It's going to come up to Imphal, I think, if I am not mistaken. And this railway line will go past through this Mole.
Yeah, yeah. That's the plan which we have
So,
been seeing.
we just have to wait for maybe a couple of years.
His point is that okay, it is there,
Yeah.
and but what today, what instantaneously, what we can have. That is what you are saying, na, in the short term. What we can. I'll give you an example. There was a Dubai Expo last week, and our headquarters asked us to source few sample products from all over India. You know, different states, they have their unique products to showcase there. So from East India and Northeast India, I asked the consuls to get the sample products arranged. And I was astonished. There were bamboo products, bamboo cutlery, and some designer products. The exporter who exports this bamboo product is based in Mumbai. He sources it from here, exports it from here, and gets a profit. Why is it that someone is in Mumbai and gets it done? Can't be that entrepreneur or businessman be here in Manipur. He sources it from here only. So if he is able to do it somehow, I think people from here can benefit.
I agree that. Yeah. People
So,
from here can.
and the same logistic challenge, I think he must be facing more logistic challenge. You have to get it exported from Calcutta port by sea or through the cargo airport. Is this an international cargo? If he can do, definitely do that.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, technically he got advanced more and all. That's why he. Yeah, but
So
right
he
now.
has that, you know, he is there, he can manage things. That is I was, 3-4 exporters we identified. Nobody was from here. All were based in Delhi, they're sourcing it. So So they pay less to people here, and they're taking a profit.
It's just starting.
So if they can do, people here. Given that all the challenges of logistics and all. You know, Manipur, I don't know Manipur is having that challenge or not. Sikkim, have you gone to Sikkim? Just see there is one road, just see the situation of that. Still, you know, the economy is much better.
4.5 hours from Bangladesh.
They are able to invite the pharmaceuticals companies to establish their facilities there. Just imagine.
Just we go about this means, forget about it. Do we need a break, sir?
Sir, please continue.
Will you finish it up?
Let's take a break. Let's take a break to get energized.
I have only a couple of slides how to